Welcome into another Washed Up Walk-Ons podcast. I'm feeling slightly better tonight than I was on Monday when we recorded. Still have strep throat, as does 3 out of 4 family members. Somehow, baby boy invincible, staying healthy.
Good for him.
Yeah, I know, right? Drake Kulick joins us tonight. Former Iowa fullback legend, number 45. Pretty sure they're hanging his jersey in the rafters soon.
They're not.
And yeah, big celebration going on for Drake Kulick. No Grant. So Drake fills in for Grant. Maybe a positive to some, a negative for others. Definitely a negative for the betting segment, but
I'm going to do terrible as far as the football analysis goes.
Yeah, well, I mean, some would say different energies that you guys bring. So here we are. Kevin rocking a fresh mustache. Looks good.
Hey, thanks. Just getting a head start on our bet.
You think you're gonna lose, or are you just like, it's just, hey, it's there if it's
all the pressure's on you now.
Or you'll support me and we'll just both be, yeah, okay. Drake, I made a bet with Kev that we haven't figured out the punishment, I guess, or the stakes, but I made the statement that I think this Penn State team that we just played is potentially going to get one of their next 2 games, which are against number 1 and number 2 Ohio State and Indiana.
How about Indiana being number 2 in the country?
It's crazy.
Chris Vernetti knows what he's doing.
Yeah, guy can coach football. And like he showed up and apparently booster money just fell out of the skies. Like that program's seeing money they've never seen before.
Good for them.
Yeah.
See what it does?
It's crazy.
They have Mark Cuban money.
How about that?
Mark Cuban money.
Cubes was a Indiana grad?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe, like Kevin said, when they hired this guy, he was one of them that has significantly increased his
ownership,
his dealings within the NIL sphere over there. So
good for them.
Yeah.
Damn, sucks that they're another Big Ten team that's just crushing us in the buying talent department. But
I think I was holding this weight.
They're doing okay.
We're not at the top of the pot at the league, but we're top 3rd probably.
Top 6.
Yeah, there's top half. Definitely top half.
I would say we slip in. We're firmly in the top half. God, it's competitive though. I don't know. Wouldn't you love to see the actual
league
numbers?
With deep pockets? I would love to see
because every Tyler.
Do you think
Barnes,
we're giving out more than Michigan State?
Yes.
Yeah. We would that would be a 100% yes if they didn't get out of there, if they didn't get God, what was his name, Mel Tucker. If they weren't able to fire him with cause, they would have been on the hook.
The hook.
Drake, do you remember me and you doing that talking about his contract?
Oh yeah.
Oh my! It was Kev. What was it, like 100 million? 100?
Yeah, Kenneth Walker went crazy for 1 year, and then they upped him to. It wasn't 100 million, I don't think, but it was something crazy. It was 80, I think it was.
It was nuts.
Yeah,
and then he, I don't know, was sexually assaulting a
staff. No, it's like just harassing.
Oh, harassing.
Just harassing.
Okay. So they were able to just ixnay the balance, which is nice. Yeah, I think we spend more than them, but you're talking top 3rd. I mean, it's Ohio State and Oregon clearly at the top. Indiana now up in there. And then you still have to consider USC and Michigan, who are both blue bloods. Penn State, who for whatever they've spent, it ain't working. And that's 6 right there. That's your top 3rd of the league. So now you're battling. I mean, you're probably not in front of any of those teams. And so now it's a conversation of Nebraska, tons of money.
Illinois. I think Illinois spent a good bit on NIL.
and they've been on the rise, right? You've got Washington, who I'm sure they might not be quite there yet, but they have a
I don't know, man. Washington's been a big program for a long time. They've been in a couple of championship series.
national championship a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's right about the middle of the pack there, and it's just I don't know if that's. I think if you stay middle of the pack, it's fine because Iowa and the way, at least KF and the way he does things is he does more with less, and they just rely on recruiting better people, better talent that can develop, and they're going to play their game and develop in their program. In the era of NIL and transfer port, it's still a developmental program, and it still can be.
But pre-NIL, I think we were still maybe even at a talent deficit with teams like Maryland.
Sure, yeah.
Whereas now, I don't think that's so much of a thing.
Yeah,
Like
I would agree. I'd agree with that. Definitely. Yeah. I think we've been able to. The rev share is interesting because now you can go and attract guys for $1 million, which is nuts to say. These guys have so much money. They have so much money.
15.5, right, is what gets our football program gets.
Yeah,
plus NIL.
15, and then whatever the swarm allocates to that on top.
Right.
So I don't know if you listened to our episode with Brad, but the basic formula now is that 15.5 gets spread around. Everyone gets a little nice taste of the pie. And then the
extra
NIL is pretty much going to the big name. The
is going to Mark's pocket. Swarm is going to Mark's pocket.
A lot of swarms going to Mark's pocket this year.
15
and honestly,
minutes.
Good for him. He deserves it.
Dude,
he's playing good, man. He got the yips out of the way early.
Yeah, there was a lot of concerns. Week
I
one.
was asking for his blood reports.
Yeah, that's correct. You wanted his tox screens. $15 million is $143,000 split between 105 guys.
They're all getting that.
I mean, if you split it evenly,
I don't think everyone gets that. I think
there's still this. Yeah, there's still a step system.
Seniors get more than freshmen, obviously.
Guys who play get
Yeah, but everyone gets a little piece.
But dude, imagine our junior.
Bro, that's fire as hell.
Right?
Dude, imagine our junior and senior year. We Tyler Kluver, Kevin Ward, Drake Kulick, bad players, water boys.
Hey, dude, I saw some good snaps. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
We would have made 150 G's. What?
Yeah, it's a lot of money for a college kid who's paying $330 a month in rent. Was it, Kluv?
Yeah, I would assumed our rent would be up at this point. The world's gotten more expensive.
No, come on.
I mean, you're right. It was the Bauer family.
Double it.
You're right.
Double it, and it's still it. If you double our rent, yeah, Kev, I think it ended up being like close to $400 a month at the end, right?
But you're right that Tammy wouldn't have upped it on us.
No, but even if you did, and it was $800 a month, and then you run that out to a year, you're looking at $10,000.
Point is, we thought we were swimming in it with 10 scholarship checks a year at like $1,800 each.
Oh man, it was good. It was.
Yeah.
Now that check. Oh,
that check is just a drop in the bucket.
I think they still get that check too.
They're still on scholarship. They're still getting the scholarship stipend. So now that's like weekend beer money. You're
good for them.
They're rolling in it, dude.
Damn good for them.
So you know what? I've totally flipped. We should be able to shit on these guys as much as we want.
They're rich.
They're professional athletes, man.
They are professional athletes.
Mark is a professional athlete. He's making over $1 million.
You're getting paid to play football. You're a professional athlete.
and we missed it.
I mean, they make more than the guys in the
He's
XFL.
making more than the vet minimum in the NFL, dude. He's a professional athlete.
yeah,
The low guys in college are making more than the guys in the XFL. They're professional athletes.
Oh, facts. Facts.
So,
yeah. Do you know how much I wouldn't have gone to class even more?
You didn't show up when your bank account wasn't fat.
I was getting
Not-
17.
You
I didn't
needed
know.
money and you didn't go to class.
Yeah, I needed my degree, and I still didn't give a fuck.
Kluve, like you're such like a gremlin cave dweller in your room. I think you would have gotten in like day trading, like seriously.
Oh, dude, yeah, that would have been my poker from
Yeah.
like from
Yeah,
Drake.
would've.
Drake was,
Speaking of, fellas,
yeah,
I am on an absolute burner.
yeah.
Drake's
Well,
back.
yeah, Drake's back. For anyone who's been around for a
Kev
long
saw
time.
it live, dude. I put on a clinic. I'm back.
Drake was in mid-season form.
Oh, I love to hear that. Mid-season form is like midnight, 1, 2 a.m. And Kev's right. I would have been awake for Drake to get home because I would have been studying charts, and I would have been ready for open the next day for the bell to ring, and I just would have been day trading. And then there would have been those
day trading.
and then there would have been and like
There have been those lost days, dude.
Oh yeah, Kev would have been coming into the room, and I'd just be like, "Oh my god, Kev, I lost $7 grand yesterday." And me and Drake would have had the same issues. We would have been riding the same roller coaster in different games. Oh my goodness. Wesley
I've
says
never lost $7 grand though.
we would have been eating Grays every night. There's a possibility.
We already
Here's
were.
the thing, though,
eating
is like we
Grays,
already
fellas.
were.
Well, it wasn't every night.
It wasn't every night, but
It was like
a
3
lot.
nights a week.
It was awesome.
I
Yeah.
would have been eating a lot of Monica's, which is a restaurant, not a woman.
Oh,
And
Monica's.
I would have been eating a whole lot of like steakhouse and Italian restaurant dinners and stuff.
dude, there would have been a Benton Joseph's night every week.
Every night, yeah.
Are you shitting me? This is
Do
unfathomable.
we remember when the absolute gentleman that is Cream Ward
Yeah.
took us out to dinner for his birthday?
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I had some fun coupons to burn.
Oh yeah. What a night.
That was a good night. It's a good night.
What was that?
Speaking of Grays, though, I'm throwing a tailgate this weekend, right? Who do you
Yeah,
think-
I heard that. I saw that in the chat.
Who do you think we're calling up?
Well, I
The
have to
one and
imagine-
only.
Grays
have to-
going ready to go.
Yeah, I mean Pete and Kim Harmon, the only people that you would
Yeah.
call.
We're getting those lips. We're getting that mac and cheese.
Mm.
We're getting a cookie.
Oh,
Oops.
I hope that people hear us talk about it and they're like, why is it almost like erotic and it's because it's that good. It's the easiest ad sponsorship to do that we could ever do. It literally
Yeah,
sells
man.
itself.
We love their food and we love the people.
Every single person who has tried Grays and then hit me up has been like, oh my God, you guys were right. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I cannot,
Stress it enough.
yeah, I can't get it across the airwaves, the YouTube screen any better than what I've done. I'm incapable of any better relatability on it. You just have to go put the lips in your mouth yourself. The sourdough pizza. The pizza, man. There's options.
It's great pizza.
Shout out to FanDuel, by the way, brought to you by them this year as well. Big blue logo in the center. Love FanDuel. We'll get to the odds later tonight and the awards winners, and we'll have music tonight because Kevin's here. We won't have
Cream Ward is here in the flesh.
cream soda, and G-Bone not here, so we will not have a 14 pick finale list tonight. Unfortunately,
That's a
which I know
bummer.
it is a bummer because I know that is some.
That's
people's
one of my favorites, dude.
Yeah. Frank says the boys are back. We're all out of Cheetos. A lot of Cheeto fingers out there. Who owns Cheetos? Is that Frito-Lay?
I'm going to
Yeah.
guess Frito-Lay.
We need a Frito-Lay sponsorship. We're gonna have to work on
I
that.
don't think they will because I think we're making fun of their customers.
Yeah, we could maybe
No,
swing.
we're
that.
just pigeonholing them. That's all.
We could maybe swing that. I don't know. So shout out to the Swarm. I mean, there was an endorsement in there as well for them, and they're one of our sponsors this year.
Let's go get 10 more Mark Gronowskis next year.
I don't know if we have.
I want a whole offense of Mark Gronowskis.
I
Just
don't know
guys-
if I agree with that, but we could definitely have 2 of them.
You know what we're gonna need next
What
year?
about 10 Jennings Dunkers?
Well, that I was just gonna say. Yeah.
I'll take 4 of them.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. By the way, so we're gonna lose 3 offensive linemen after this year, and I know this is getting ahead of ourselves. We still have 5 games left in a postseason.
3, maybe 4, right? They're saying.
Maybe. Well, I don't think 4, but yeah, I guess potentially.
If you wanted to.
So the young guys, which would be Lauk on the outside, left tackle, and Peeper, studs. I mean, they've been studs. And yes, it helps that you got the other 3 guys that are kind of interspliced between you.
Really helps when you have a center who's a 5th-year guy who knows the offense like the back of his hand.
And road grades people like a goddamn bulldozer.
I mean, the play part is an extra, but just a guy who, as a young player, when you have your center who is the guy who makes all the calls, they're teaching you every day and then playing next to you, and you're hearing all the calls from him. Like it's super helpful for those guys.
The watching him play over the last 4 years, like the amount that he's grown has been tremendous.
Crazy.
Yeah, and it's to the point.
Central is always there, and yeah, he's finally playing at the level that he could, and he's playing really well right now.
And you know what's wild is this isn't a knock on him, but his immediate comparison, just the way he came into the program, switched from D line to O line, his immediate comparison is Linderbaum.
Yeah,
he's like Linderbaum was better. Linderbaum was so good.
Oh, Linderbaum was incredible.
I think is he the GOAT center of the KF era?
Yes.
Drake,
shut up. Yes,
I think he is. I don't know the ones from well, I don't know the ones from the early years. I know that there was always great linemen. I don't think any of them were better than Linderbaum.
Yeah.
From the center position.
Yeah.
What's the GOAT offense?
I think Austin
there's been a couple good ones, man.
Drafted, in my opinion, I think.
And I don't know. Daniels.
Ooh.
I guess I forgot.
James
played center or guard?
Center. Well, he played them both, but he played center mostly.
Okay.
And then you have Blythe, who wasn't drafted nearly as high, but damn, was he an unbelievable player.
Great player. But yes, regardless, Tyler Linderbaum. It's kind of
and I think it's purely off of his unbelievable athleticism. Like he has an athleticism that nobody else has. Like Blythe, athletic guy, James Daniels, athletic guy, especially for their size. But
Linderbaum can
snap,
pull, and go and take out a defensive back on the numbers, dude.
Yeah. Lindy moves different.
God, he was fun to watch. I'll never forget watching him run the field with Tyler Goodson. He ran even with him for that touchdown against Wisconsin. I mean, it was absurd. Yeah, he was goated. Anyway, we're going to lose Logan Jones, Dunker, and Bo Stevens. And so some of that NIL money, a hefty portion of it, maybe. I could be wrong. They might have a couple young bucks that they're like, nah, they're next. But
I'd still go get a center and a left tackle just to compete with them.
You're looking.
Man, if I think about it, offensive line is like
it's the most important position.
You have to start there.
Position, but that's if I had to choose one, or I want our pause on these guys for 2, 3, 4 years developing our program. It's that position group.
Yeah. Brad Heinrich's tapping in on the YouTube, says, P.S. Eat, graze, and donate to Swarm. Let's go, Brad. Come on now. Yeah, man. You got to start in the trenches. I think people try to go to the edge and get athletes and grab the quarterback. And if you Dylan Raiola, bro, like we got the 5, like great. His offensive line is cheeks. And he gets sacked 9 times.
That's unbelievable.
You can't win a game if your quarterback's getting sacked 9 times.
It doesn't matter if you have Patrick Mahomes. If he doesn't have time to throw and you can't establish a ground game to open up the path, like it doesn't matter.
It's crazy. Like sacks are drive killers, right? It's hard to even third down you get sacked, you punt it, or first or second down you get sacked, you get put way behind
and you
down
probably
and
end up punting it.
It's you're more than likely going to end up punting it. In this day in college football with the clock rules, like you might only get 10 possessions in a game, sometimes less. Where
you're making the point I was going to make, Kev.
Like you go out and get a couple sacks. 9's insane, but 3-4 sacks in a game, shut down half their drives.
Basically. Yeah,
they're probably if they have 9 sacks, it's very reasonable to assume that team had less than 50 offensive plays. That means at 20% rate, their quarterback was getting sacked.
I mean, the other day they scored 6 points. Nebraska's not been a good football team, but they have not scored 6 points in.
Then come back to me in 30 seconds. I'll have your.
I was pulling it up too, but yeah, you're right, Drake. It's such a numbers game. If you can start to play the analytics like that, you're right. What rate does a sack end in a punt or a turnover on downs or whatever?
It has to be between 80 and 90%.
56 plays, Drake. 56.
There you go.
And that's a lot for having giving up 9 sacks.
And you just can't score enough points with 56 plays. We had 18 plays in the second half the other day. Four drives. One of them was a 2-play. It's literally a game of possession.
And that's like a game where Minnesota had a fair amount of short drives too, where they're giving them the ball back.
Right.
A team that can establish drives and burn clock, they would have had 40 plays in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. So, the offensive line is, hopefully we got some young bucks. I think we do. We've gotten back to a better spot. I mean, Drake and I had a couple episodes in that 2022 year where we just got on and we're like, yeah, the quarterbacks aren't great. Yeah, the play calling's not the best. Yada yada yada. Our line is not good. we can't.
It doesn't matter who is calling what plays, who's designing what plays, who's throwing the ball to who. They weren't performing.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it during those years about how we had guys leave early for the draft. A couple guys didn't pan out, and the O-line was kind of bleak there for a little bit. And it's taken a solid
5 years,
4 years to rebuild this thing.
Yeah.
And now we have one of the best offensive lines in the country. So,
and
credit to George Barnett, because that was some dark times that he had to build through, and a lot of people were not happy with his performance, but he stuck with it.
Yeah,
he's got a great unit out there now.
So a little insight into the presser from yesterday. KF was asked about Barnett and how he's seen him grow in the time that he's adopted that early offensive line, came in a tough spot, and KF, without saying it, said it. He's like, and he said it multiple times this year. He's like, we weren't where we needed to be on the offensive line or at the quarterback position for a couple years. And we had guys in there before they needed to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was a young line. There was a true freshman playing.
Yeah. And he talked about Barnett and how Barnett understood the situation he was in, but he never complained. He never questioned it. He knew what he had, and knew the task at hand was going to be sort of a grind out of it, and said he's a big technician guy too. Like when he's teaching.
Credit the dudes out there playing that they took the tough start to their careers and they built off of it, ended up being really damn good players.
Yeah, you got 2 of them on NFL rosters.
One of them starting for San Francisco.
Yeah, Colby's starting. Caught a deflected pass the other day, and
how about that?
And Richmond's up in Seattle. So yeah, you've got there was some journeys that had to be gone on there. I I want to have a small discussion on the ever-growing problem of the bowl games and really the postseason not mattering unless you make the playoff. Real quick, by the way, in that iCult conversation from earlier today, if you missed the KF Press review show with me and David, go check it out. David is under the impression he's usually pretty up to date with these things. He thinks Iowa's offensive line is clear front runner for the Joe Moore Award this year.
Where?
The Joe Moore Award.
How about that?
Yeah.
1 decade between.
Yep.
Nine.
We had it. I think it was 16, and
16.
then.
Oh, I thought it was the 15 line. My fault.
No, I think it was the 16 line.
When we had 2 1,000-yard rushers.
Yeah. So that right there is it's evidence that offensive line is just eating. Right now, the issue is with the expanded playoff and just NIL and guys sitting out, all this stuff. If you don't make the playoff, which is a pretty small amount of teams, it's growing, but it's small for now.
Is it still 8 or do they go to 12?
It was 12 last year for the first time. You are incredibly just out of the loop, and I fucking love it, Drake. How do you live a life? So there's been times over our 12 years of knowing each other where I wish that I could somehow be with you more to just observe your 24 hours in a day. It's truly remarkable.
Well, now I know there's 12.
There's 12. It is going to go to 16 here pretty quickly, and they're having discussions of more.
They're just going to make
more.
They're just going to do March Madness 2.0.
Well, here's my theory. I have a theory that once you took it past the 4, that pretty much made the bowl games not matter anymore. Because at 4,
because they went from 4 to 12. I think 8 would have been the perfect number.
I know. I do too. I think that would, but now that you're never going back, unfortunately.
No, of course not.
And so
sweet ad money on TV, man.
Right. And so they have to, the issue that they're having right now is they have to now find ways to incentivize guys to even play in these games. And
good luck. They're worth too much money.
Right. And even if they do play, the question of what they are playing for is really, really in the gray area right now, because nobody really, and here's why. Because I think there's a group of teams right now that have a good year objectively. You end up in the, let's just call it the 13th team through the 30th team in the country in the rankings. You feel pretty good about that. You may have under or overachieved based on your preseason expectations, but you feel pretty good. You're probably somewhere between 8-4 and 9-3. There might be a 10-2 that gets left out, right? So you're
that's
in that
a damn good football season, dude.
8, 9, 10 wins. But because you didn't make the playoff, a lot of the fans don't care. You're going to the Holiday Bowl. Cool, we don't care. You didn't make the playoff. So there's this, call it 15 to 20 teams. I think if you want to completely get rid of that now, you have to, at minimum, move to the FCS system, which is a 24-team bracket, and potentially go to the 32 system, which would be the same amount of rounds. There just wouldn't be buys. That includes basically all the teams that had a good year objectively. Anybody below that at that point that now didn't make the playoff at 32 teams
had zero chance of winning the national championship.
Well, you could argue that 11, 12 don't have a
chance.
Yeah,
I mean, it's already that way. Or
anyway.
But fuck it. March Madness is fun, so let's do it twice.
At that point, you at least get down to the teams where you're like, okay, now you get into the 30s and the 40s. You're like, these are 7-win teams who
it's also so hard to rank. Like the top 12 is easier than okay.
You're right.
How do we rank this 7-5 SEC team versus 8-4
You're right.
Big Ten team
I
versus
know.
this 10-2 Group of 5 team. Like, who do we throw in there?
And I'm not saying this is the answer. I'm saying if the goal ends up being that the one thing we care about, and it's not, because the one thing we care about, Kevin, is what? Money. That's the thing we care about. But if the one thing was what we cared about, it was eliminating the
what if,
the reason why, or the why we play these games, the importance of them, I think you'd have to go down to those numbers, and you'd get all the teams that had somewhat of a good season but are unsure because they didn't make the playoff in, and anybody below that was already going to be feeling like, ugh, we're not happy with the bowl game we're going to anyway. We're not even thinking about the playoff in the old system. We're still not happy. So there's been talks. There's been talks of 24, 28, and like each power. That at one point I saw a proposal where like the SEC and the Big Ten get like 6 guaranteed in the playoff, and like there's been some crazy things thrown out there. I just, if you're looking to eliminate the lack of importance or the lack of like the games mattering, then you're probably going to have to expand it even more to just get everybody that did even somewhat good into the playoff and then just play it from there. And I think if you go to that, what would that be? 4 rounds, 20. Yeah, it'd be 32 down to 16, 16 to 8, 8 to 4. It might be 5 games for the champion and the runner up. They're already playing 15 anyway. I mean, we just talked about how these players are making $1 million. They can get a little extra recovery at the cryo. They can go pay for an extra massage. Might as well. Touch a mink. They're on Benton Street, right off Benton. I don't
touch
know.
my mink.
I don't want to touch anything on you. That would just cross my mind today. It's either that or you have to go backwards, and there's no way you go backwards because they've already seen the money that expanding it brings in. And so,
I mean, even the professional leagues are expanding their playoffs.
Yeah. The NFL does what, 14?
Something crazy like that. Yeah.
The 7th team is a wild card, I believe. Or it's the wild card round. It's almost half the league. You know?
Over half the league makes NBA, isn't it? 16?
Well,
NBA playoffs.
And I wanted to run the numbers. There's something like 360 college basketball teams.
I thought there was one less round in the NBA.
68 divided by 360 is 19%. So 0.19 times 134 would be 25 teams in college football. So that would equal about the size of the field that you're taking to the. And I'm not saying that that's a perfect model because basketball is a different game, but just for comparison.
I always thought, though, the thing we love about college football is how important every single game is.
It's what we used to love.
Mm-hmm. You have to be on your shit every single game. And the bigger you make the playoffs, the less you discount the.
There's more mulligans.
Season.
Yep.
And like the other thing is like the biases get in. Alabama literally never gets left out of a 24 team playoff. They could go 8-4, 7-5. Alabama's going to be in that 24 team.
Yeah.
Playoff.
I know. I'm not saying it's a good or that I even want that to happen. I think
they already committed to going to 16, right?
I think so. Yeah. If not next year,
I
the
would
year
be
after
sad
that.
to see it expand beyond that.
I think 16 is fine. It gives teams, again, like Iowa, like are often right there fighting for a mid-teen ranking, right? And did Drake just join again? What is going on? Are you back? Are you in here, Drake? Twice?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
my internet's busted.
Oh, okay. I don't know. And I also think that the bowl games that they somehow with the finances around bowl games, which I'm sure they don't make a lot of money. I can't imagine they do. They have to find a way to like pay the players.
Advertisements are expensive, bro.
I know.
Who do you think's not making money? The teams, the people who are hosting the bowl game. Who do you think's not making money in these? They wouldn't have them if they weren't making money.
That's what I'm saying.
This is America, man. We don't do shit
I guess the advertising for the TV for the broadcast of it still probably brings in enough to make it profitable. Yeah. I mean,
advertising is expensive.
I think you have to somehow figure out a way to
live sports is like the most guaranteed way to get eyeballs.
Yeah.
Because unless you're,
especially in the winter,
all TV is streaming these. Like everyone just watches Netflix or whatever. It's like the only time you're getting people watching live TV is like sporting events now.
Yeah.
You want to get your ads in them, you got to pay up for sporting.
Facts.
You're right. I think somewhere in the deals or in the structure of bowl games, you need to start factoring in a cut for the players to add incentives. What the fuck? Incentives, financial incentives for them to play. Because a lot of those bowl games, even if you do have like a cool matchup,
I mean, sure, you can put incentives in there for the play, but like the top guys are still gonna sit out for the draft, right? The guys who are going to the portal are going to the portal regardless.
Yeah.
So it's gonna stay the same. Where
you're probably right.
Like the next crop of guys coming up for that year, it's like a preseason game for the following year at this point. And for the seniors that really care about the program that want to play their last game,
maybe at least incentivize
future in the sport.
Yeah, maybe at least incentivize like the winning school gets a couple $100,000 to divvy up between the players for the next year, so that the guys who are going to be there and are still on the roster have a lot of reason to go out and like try hard. I don't know. There's the whole
crazy system. Is it that we're having to convince dudes to try hard in a college football game?
I mean, I agree.
That's what happens when you introduce money, though.
I know.
I don't know, man. I still think at the end of the day, these are still 18 to 22-year-olds who, on the most part, are excited to play the sport that they love.
I hope so.
I think you'll get guys playing hard in bowl games, and the teams that don't will get their asses whooped. And the team that whoops said team's ass is going to have a damn good time of it and go out and party at wherever their bowl game is that night of. So
that is true.
Which is a really fun thing to do, to party after a bowl win.
Yeah. I don't agree with the people who are full blown like college football is ruined, and like there is still a lot of the true passion and authenticity to the game. There's still guys,
but you have to agree that there is going to be an increased amount of bullshit. Because there's money involved. Yeah,
for sure.
Like a decade ago when guys first started opting out, and before that it was like, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, what? Yeah, we were looking around like, excuse me.
Freaking Nick Bosa opted out of like half a season after Ohio State lost its second game.
Yeah,
he's like, all right, I'm out.
That was wild.
Still like the number 3 draft choice, so apparently whatever.
He decided to.
And when he's healthy, he's like the best player in the league.
Yeah, he just didn't give a shit about his teammates.
Great genetics. Catch the rest of the season at Big Grove if you're not able to make it in person, although there will be 2 home games in a row here, bye week in between. But you could catch, as Kevin said, he's going to be on location. I wish I was going to be there this weekend. We'll be there the following weekend for the
Oregon. I have an Easy Eddie in my hand this weekend.
Yeah. Maybe a couple.
Maybe double fisting.
Well, 2 fists. Can't go wrong with that. Or maybe you can. In some situations. Big Grove Brewery, multiple locations, Solon, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Des Moines, Omaha. I think they're trying to expand even further than that. And they have delicious beer.
I want to see it where Big Groves are more common than Starbucks. I want a Big Grove on every corner.
On every corner. Yeah. I'd love one out here in Waukee.
Go get me a pretzel and some IPA.
I think that would have a very detrimental effect on the greater of humanity.
If there's a Big Grove on every corner.
I think that actually it's an idea, but I think that one in particular might not be the one.
It is a one. What if we could get one out in the Phoenix area?
I would drink it.
Big Grove would crush out in the Phoenix area. Official watch party location of the Hawkeyes. Official beer of the Hawkeyes.
There are a lot of Hawkeye fans down here in the valley.
There are. Iowa snowbirds love to find themselves in the valley.
I feel like Iowa goes more so to like Phoenix versus. There's decent Florida.
There's a lot of Florida. There's a lot of Florida. And then our other sponsor, and I'm. It's getting to the point where it's ridiculous. Every time I bring up Hamburg Inn, all I can think about is a massive plate of pancakes right in front of me. And I haven't had pancakes in a long time. And I'm fat at heart.
They got big old pancakes too.
Out of context text message that Drake used to describe me the other way. He said, you're 31 and do CrossFit in your garage. You're stone cold sober and have never touched a Percocet. And all of that is true. But once upon a time, I was the only player that Coach Doyle ever said still had his baby fat at 18 years old. And a lot of that was due to Culver's, hot fudge sundaes, and anywhere that they serve pancakes. And the pancakes at Hamburg Inn are pretty damn good. And they serve pie shakes too. It's a good thing that we didn't live closer over there in the.
That was a frequent Sunday morning spot with my parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You think Beef Ward don't know the spot to go for a good
I was gonna say beef. It seems like a spot that Beef would enjoy.
Oh yeah.
What would Beef order?
I miss Beef, man. Hamburg? Golly, I miss Beef.
He's gonna be here this weekend in the Oregon game. Find yourself a way out here.
Oh, wow. I need to find a place to crash the Oregon weekend. Does Bo have an extra room?
He does.
Might have to hit him up. That game could be lit on fire. You know, if the Hawks can take care of business against a Minnesota team that
43 minutes in, are we finally getting to the preview?
Yeah, let's talk Gophers, you know? PJ Fleck.
Huge game to get a win and go into the bye week where a top 10 team will be coming to town the following week. So this would be a huge feel-good win for the team, the program, and the fans.
The trophy game.
Best trophy.
Let's find a picture of Floyd and bring him up.
See,
YouTube listener.
I like the bull.
And
the bull's hollow, man. It's
I wish it was.
It's a cool one, but it's just hollow. You could toss that thing like a football. Floyd's got some meat on him.
The Floyd has some meat to it.
He's meaty.
That thing is heavy, and I can speak from experience.
He's meaty. Can I get a good photo of him to bring up? I do wish that the bowl was a pure bronze all the way through. Definitely lighter. I know Kevin's favorite trophy is the pig. Drake's is the bull. I kind of sit right in the middle. I think I'm kind of on the fence. The actual trophy, I think I go pig. The Wisconsin matchup was always just a little bit more respected by.
Oh yeah, because back in our day, if you beat Wisconsin, you're gonna have a damn good year.
Wisconsin was actually worth a shit back then.
Yeah, that's not the case in the 2020s. Apparently,
back in our day,
the 2020s for Wisconsin is gonna be like a decade that the fans talk about. Is like you weren't here for the 2020s. I feel like Iowa fans talk about like the 70s like that. Like you weren't around for the 70s.
Yeah, for sure.
It was dark.
Actually,
yeah, it's gonna be the 2020s for the Wisconsin fans.
Found a good one to share, Kev.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Anybody watching on the YouTube, by the way, hit the subscribe button if you're just here randomly. If you're here and you show up and you're like, hey, I've been in the show a couple times, hit the subscribe button, man. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. It means nothing officially on the back end. It just looks cool. But it does mean our audience is growing and that we can bring the joy and entertainment of the walk-ons. Oh, wow. Gopher Insight is in the YouTube chat with a row the boat, ski you ma, and a go Gophers. We have enemies on the front lines.
Man, we
younger me would have cursed that guy out.
Honestly, I respect the hustle to infiltrate the enemy team's podcast.
On a Wednesday night, this guy's just hunting out enemy content.
I respect that.
Respect.
Me too. This right here, for anybody watching, this is Kevin Ward and his brother Ryan carrying the pig off the field in Minnesota in 2016.
Yep. I think I was like walking next to Cole Croston, who had it. I want to say it was Cole, and he was just like, "Here."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh."
I was right behind you, and I saw him just plop it onto your shoulder.
And I was like, "Oh, that's that was my first time ever holding it." I think.
Yeah. And if that thing gets in your neck in the wrong way,
oh yeah, it's 98 pounds.
Yeah, and that doesn't sound like a ton. You're like, well, I have a kid who's about 100 pounds, and I can pick him up. Yeah, but it's not this little like dense thing that has corners on it. It's much different. It is one of the best trophies in the sport. Oh, look at that! Right next to that is me and Kevin walking off.
Miles Taylor.
That would have been 2017.
That's 17.
That would have been our senior year.
Yeah.
Me and Miles.
Back-to-back one-touchdown win. Oh.
So thankful that Miles helped me carry that off.
Yeah.
It's nice to have somebody your height. Back-to-back what, Kev?
I think, 16 was we won 14-7. 17 we won 17-10, something like that.
Yeah. Close games. Touchdown every time. The Gophers are not the best at stopping the run.
It's not going to work well for them this weekend.
It's not exactly the matchup that they were looking to have, as the Hawkeyes are. Well, I'd actually love to see. I would love to see the Iowa ranking on the official stat sheet, but Iowa's pretty good at running the ball.
Although Nebraska only had 36 rush yards last week.
Really? Well, I've seen a lot of their fan base in the many complaints from this past week, Kev, is that they're confused on why they're not running the ball more. Like they're like, so I don't think Nebraska attacked them on the ground.
So according to the ESPN app, 29 attempts. I'm guessing they're counting they must be counting the sacks as attempts and lost yardage.
Okay. So that would be 20 actual runs.
20 actual rush attempts for, I don't know how much sack yards they had. I'm going to guess you average 5 yards a sack, so add 45. So maybe they had 20 attempts for 80 yards, so 4 yards a carry.
Wow. Navy and Air Force, they just run every play, don't they? They have Navy averages 305 rushing yards a game. Air Force is second in the country with 283 yards rushing per game. Army in fourth with 275.
Honestly, I love it.
Great to be a service
I can't
academy.
wait to watch the Army Navy game.
Oh, it's the best. Iowa actually not super high up there. 34th in the country at just under 200 yards a game, 193.
Pretty good.
It's very, very good. Rushing defense. If we go and take a look at Minnesota, let's see if we can find them. I mean, that's really not that bad. I don't know why. I guess maybe a few of their games are skewing the stat there. It says Minnesota's 20th in the country in rush defense. They only give up 100 yards a game. I don't know. So maybe that's not as bad as you think, but they.
Well, I mean, they had 2 cupcakes to start the year. They lose to Cal week 3. Rutgers, not much of a running team this year.
True.
Ohio State
decided not to.
Crazy on them. So Actually, Ohio State threw the ball a whole lot. They didn't actually run the ball that much against them.
Wesley says, why would they run the ball when they have Patrick Mahomes Jr.? It's a good question. That guy has a long way to go to be a great quote in the media availabilities, by the way, by Mark. They asked him about the 9 sacks, and he was like, well, I think the quarterbacks that they were playing against, he kind of held onto the ball a little too long a few times.
I think Searles had that critique of him, didn't he?
Well, the Nebraska fans started to get pissed and be like, oh, Gronowski's going to critique Dylan Raiola, and everyone was like, well, is he wrong? He's not wrong.
And I'm asking legitimately, isn't that what Searles said in our group chat? Like,
yes,
after the game.
Yes, he holds on to the ball too long is one of his issues. So here's the thing: we're favored. We'll get to the line here in a second. Vegas thinks that this is a game that we handle a little more than. I mean, this is a bigger line than the Wisconsin game. It's a bigger line than last week, obviously. We're supposed to take care of this game, but this is a game for a trophy, and PJ Fleck and them, they want to beat Iowa real bad. The
line's also come out. I think it was 7.5 when it opened. It's up to 8.5 now.
Yes.
So action coming in on the Hawks.
I think we're a team that's gotten better every single week, Kev.
For sure. Without a doubt.
And it's almost been – it's not like you've taken or seen a crazy jump one specific week, but the clear step every week has been really encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what Coach Ferentz tries to do with his teams. I think he does it better than most. And that only bodes better, more well and better for the Hawks as time goes on. And so KF also has PJ Fleck's number. By the way, did you know PJ is the second longest tenured coach in the Big Ten?
2017.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I guess.
Isn't that crazy? He was hired our senior year, and he's the second longest at 18.
Yeah, so, yeah. Yeah, Franklin would have been before him.
2014 is when Franklin was hired.
They ran Fitzgerald out of town.
Which, by the way, his name not being thrown around a ton in these coaching carousels.
I've heard it here. I've heard it for like the Wisconsin job.
He would terrify. Like, he would go and do unbelievable things at several of those programs. And people, I get the optics, but he's a good coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's been quite a bit of turnover in the Big Ten.
So when KF retires, he's the dean of the Big Ten?
Puke.
That's disgusting, man.
And the thing is, we've talked about before, Minnesota doesn't have super high expectations for their program. Like, he can have a 6-6 ceiling or 6-6 floor, go 5-7 every now and then. But if you win 8 games every couple of years, like, they'll keep him around forever. They don't care.
And he's never going to do a whole lot better than that. So he's never going to get pulled away, probably.
I can't imagine, no.
So it's like, that's going to be a reality. Like, that is pukey, man. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't have much else to say. That's about our Minnesota preview.
I'll just say this is going to be a very classic game with classic keys to victory. If Iowa wins the turnover margin, doesn't give up big plays, and runs the ball effectively, they should handle this game.
Yeah.
Any of those things flip in the other direction, it becomes a very competitive game. Or if you lose all 3, you might very easily find yourself losing this game. So
you get your ass beat.
If Iowa controls what they can control, I think they are clearly the better team.
Yeah.
And they should win this game. I don't think they have to do anything too crazy this game in order to do that. So I do like the Hawks coming away with the W this week.
I do too, and the thing for me is that the defense has just continued to feel more and more just for sure. And I know it's never a for sure thing, but it feels like the defense that we had a couple years ago when Campbell and them were like top 3 in the country. It's not that kind of defense, but it feels closer to that than when we started the season, is what I'm saying.
They've definitely improved week by week.
Yes.
Sure.
It feels like they're playing well together. They're starting to create more turnovers. Minnesota has a good back who went kind of off against Nebraska. I don't feel like they have a guy who threatens us to just bust. That sounds totally off.
I think Phil is going to find ways to get more people in the box, whether playing down safety or down to cover 3. We're going to get more people in the box.
Continue to be aggressive.
And just, dare them to beat us on the outside. I like you said, I don't think they have the dudes to torch us like that.
Yeah.
So I expect us to be all in on stopping the run. If we stop the run, we're in pretty good shape this game.
Yeah, I agree. We also have the added incentive, not that anybody's actually thinking about this, but it goes into the week and the prep, and you're like, man, we have one more week. Give it everything you got right now, and then we can go to the bye week and get healthy and just take a breath.
Yep, exactly. It's a sprint to Saturday at 6:00.
Yep, exactly.
I hope Weech and houses one just for Cooper.
It would be very fitting. It would be very fitting. And I would love that. It would warm my tiny little heart. Brings us to the best segment around. DJ Kevin. All I do is win the last 3 weeks. 8-1. Using a very unique strategy that we will continue to implore tonight.
So I haven't been on one of these in a couple of weeks, but I wanted to say, I know your record has improved dramatically. You are still picking against yourself every week.
Correct.
You are incredible. You are absolutely incredible.
So yeah, there's a lot of turmoil inside my brain because I'm starting to win because what I'm writing down on paper is panning out. I'm starting to think that I'm good. And so now I'm coming back around to, should I just go with my gut? Because I'm so close. If I go.
So you actually went 0-4 or 0-3 last week. That's what you're saying.
Correct.
But you won.
My gut reaction went 0-3.
This is incredible.
Yes.
Incredible stuff.
So
what would your record be if
I went with my gut?
If you went with your gut.
From the time when I made the decision to flip?
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm currently like 12-16, and I've won 8 of my last 9. So I would be 4-28.
That's unheard of.
It's so outlier. I don't even understand.
That's really hard to do.
Yeah. So we do this on the fly a lot.
Even if you're winning every single game like that, that's incredible.
We do this on the fly a lot, and that's just how this goes. The first thing that this is how we do it. Everybody here, thanks for joining. You're about to see the most nonsensical way to work through picking 3 bets you've ever heard.
Vegas makes money for a reason. It's because of people like Tyler out there actually going with their gut.
Correct. First game that pops out at me, we talked about Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss, and I see Ole Miss as a +4.5 at Oklahoma. Ole Miss is good. Ole Miss can score points. Why would they not win? Why would they not only cover 4.5, but win that game potentially? So obviously, Oklahoma -4.5. Do I stay? I got to stay away from Northwestern Nebraska. I do think it is a very interesting line at 7 and a hook. That's an interesting game. It's all about feel, Kev. You just let something jump off the page.
Okay.
We're
doing it live.
We're doing it live. Number 11 BYU Cougars are a 2.5-point dog at Iowa State, who's lost 2 in a row. Why would they not walk into Ames and win that ball game? Iowa State -2.5. That's the pick. That you just go against what your gut says, because that's what Vegas wants you to do. Okay? Shout out to FanDuel, by the way. That's where we're getting all these odds. Best juice, best lines in the game. You'll find them right there. That's 2. I'm going to stay away from the Iowa Minnesota game. I actually feel like 8.5 is a very good line. I love 8.5 as a line. I have no read on that. Wow. Oh my God. Texas Tech and Oklahoma State is a 38-point line. That is crazy.
Things have gotten bad.
That is not good for the Jesus
Cowboys.
Christ, that is unbelievable. What else is left? Oregon, Wisconsin. Yeah, this is one I saw earlier today. And I thought last week I actually went, so I lied. Last week I actually went with my gut on one of them. It was the Ohio State game. Why was it not bigger than 25.5? They did move it up for another monster up against Wisconsin. 33.5 point spread for the Ducks to cover on the Badgers. Oregon covers that easy, right? Wrong. Badgers find a way to put a couple points on the board. Oregon messes around. They only win by 32. Wisconsin plus 33.5, and that's a horrible bet. That's stinky poo-poo. That is Grant Allen stinky poo-poo bet right there. Picking the Wisconsin Badgers, Jesus. That's so bad. Those are my three.
I want to know if you're actually playing these picks.
I've played them every week.
Really?
Yes.
Good for you.
Now I'm not. It's not like I'm laying down 100.
I don't care. I just want to know that you're profiting off of this strategy.
Well, I'm net for the year, Kev. So I'm not profitable this year. But in the last 3 weeks, buddy, I've been printing. Those are my three picks for the week. Kevin, what are your picks?
Oh man. I don't like that. You said one of my picks in your mouth, and I don't like that it came out in your gut. But I do have Northwestern plus 7.5 at Nebraska. And I feel like that line is that big because Nebraska is one of those teams that gets brand recognition and just gets action. Just like, so
yeah.
I feel like they're always inflated number. I think they haven't covered the last couple of weeks. I've been against them in the last couple of weeks.
I didn't give a nudge to which side I liked on that bet.
That's true. You were just intrigued by the line, but I could tell. I have Northwestern plus 7.5 in that game. Same game, I got the under 44.5. Northwestern's been playing really solid, and they're running the ball well, and they're playing tough defense.
Blanked Purdue last weekend, right?
They did 19-0, which
Weird.
Purdue's actually had a pretty solid offense this year. So I mean, Braun came into a tough spot, and he's got bottom of the barrel funds for his team.
Same record as Rule in the Big Ten.
They're playing in a high school stadium, albeit a cool one right next to Lake Michigan. He's doing a good coaching job. I'm going to take the under in that game as well.
Love that.
Ole Miss, Oklahoma. I was on the Ole Miss under last week. Had a lot of things to say about the coaching job on the defensive side of things, but I'm going to take the under again this week at 54.5. And the reason for that, Oklahoma's defense is elite.
Yeah, they're good.
They are also 6-0 to the under this year. So I'm going to keep that trend going. Under 54.5 Ole Miss, Oklahoma.
Let me check a stat real quick. I'm fairly certain that Oklahoma's top one in the country, of yards given up per game. Total defense. Yeah, Oklahoma's number one in the country. They give up 213 yards per game. Jesus Christ. That's insane.
Yeah.
Iowa 8th, by the way. 249 yards given up per game. We're crushing.
Not bad for a defense that isn't as good as it was a couple years ago.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Oregon, a team that we still have to play, is 2 ahead of us. But Indiana, right above us at 7. Oregon at 6. Missouri, James Madison, Toledo, Ohio State at 2nd.
Ohio State probably is actually the best defense in the country.
They're only 3 yards behind Oklahoma. Those two defenses are insane. Cool. I like your picks, man. I love your.
We're not done.
He's not done. I love that you go a lot of over-unders, though. I love those out of you. By the way, I don't know what this means. American Pie became a member, part of the Walk-On Army Generals on the YouTube. So whatever you get, that just popped up in the chat. Love that for you. I set that up a long time ago, so I don't know what that means.
Oh shit!
I don't think it's a pay. It could be a paid thing. I don't know.
I got Texas A&M minus 2.5 at LSU. I actually am very bearish on LSU this year. I actually don't think they're that good of a team.
Well, and a lot of people thinking their coach is going to get fired.
It's possible. I don't think he's that good of a coach either. I think he's just a guy that gets talent. And like I said last week, I had to bet the under in that LSU Vandy game. They've got guys who just don't keep contained, bad tackling, bad form. They don't develop talent, it doesn't seem like.
So. No, there's zero development down there.
Yeah, so I got Texas A&M. I think they do have a good coach, and they do have a lot of talent, and they pay that talent very well. I think Texas A&M wins this game by more than a field goal. Lastly, I will take Michigan State plus 14.5 versus Michigan at home.
Ooh.
Feels just like way too big of a line for a pretty heated rivalry. Aiden Childs, you never know. I mean, he's dangerous.
Michigan State could win that fucker for all.
100% they could win this game. Like there might be some value in a money line play.
They also get up for that game.
For sure. Yeah, you're going to get their best game that game. So 2 touchdowns plus the hook. I'll take it.
Love that.
Also, I feel like Michigan's also one of those teams that gets an inflated line just because of the brand.
Yeah, I agree. There you have it. Bunch of picks. Kevin gave a nice smorgasbord there, made up for Grant a little bit. Grant will obviously be a part of the graphic. He would never be left out on that. And the poor bastard has to put together his own graphic, which must take an hour. But it's well worth it, and it is the entertainment that we all need on the latter part of the week, every single week this season. For Kevin and myself, thank you for being here, being a part of the walk-ons. Thanks for choosing the walk-ons, being a part of the walk-on army. We hope you enjoy this weekend if you're going to the game. We hope you get to dine at maybe potentially one of our fine sponsors, and we will be back to recap this, hopefully talk about a Floyd victory on Sunday night. We'll see you then.